Good morning, everyone. Let's begin with solving your doubts. Let's begin with solving your doubts first. If you have any doubts, please post that. If not, we proceed with the last two questions of AS-17. Okay, fine. So since you have no doubts, let's proceed with the last two questions. Now I have sent you two questions on your WhatsApp group. Let's first begin with illustration number 5. Let's solve illustration number 5. Illustration 5. Okay, now illustration 5, I am reading the question. You will solve illustration 5 for me. Right, so I'm reading the question. Please pay attention to what is given in the question. It's a very simple question. And if you understand the question properly, I'm sure you will be able to answer this question. Illustration number 5. I'm reading the question for you. It says, Microtech Limited produces batteries for scooter, car, trucks, and specialized batteries for inverters and UPS. I'm again repeating the question for you. Microtech Limited is producing batteries for scooters, cars, and trucks, and specialized batteries for inverters and UPS. करना क्या है question में? How many segments should it have and why? Okay, so I'm posting the question over here. Pay attention. There is one company which produces batteries. There is one company which produces batteries. Batteries for what? Batteries for car, truck, and scooters. And it also manufactures batteries for inverters and UPS. The question is, are these two different segments or they are a part of same business segment? Right, so think, and on your chat box, are these one segment or different segments? Are these one segment or two different segments? That I want everyone to think and tell me. Okay, everyone agrees it is a different business segment. Of course, these two are subject to different risk and reward. They have different markets. So altogether, batteries for car, truck, and scooters and batteries for inverters and UPS are definitely two different segments. Right? Let's look at the solution. What the answer that you all have given is absolutely correct. They are two different segments. Okay, I'm reading the solution for you. Please pay attention. In case of Microtech Limited, the basic product is the batteries, but the risk and return of the batteries for automobiles such as scooters, car and trucks, and the batteries for inverter and UPS are affected by different set of factors. So important point that you have to mark, write or underline is they are affected by different set of factors. In case of automobile batteries, the risk and return are affected by government policies, road conditions, quality of the automobile, etc. Whereas in case of batteries for inverters and UPS, the risk and return is affected by the power conditions, standard of living, etc. Therefore, very important statement. Therefore, it can be said that Microtech Limited has two business segments, that is automobile batteries and batteries for inverter and UPS. So you have, there are two different segments. One segment is for is the batteries for automobiles, that is car, trucks and scooters, and the other one is for inverters and UPS. Are you understanding? Simple question it was. So illustration number 5 is done, and I'm sure you are absolutely clear with that. Come to the last question. Let's do illustration number 4, and you will need a notebook for that because we have a proper solution for it. So illustration number 5. Let's go to illustration number 5. It says prepare a segmental report for publication in Diversifiers Limited from the following details of the company, three divisions and its head office. So banana kya hai? For the first time they are asking you to prepare a segmental report. So we have to prepare in this case a segmental report. Let's see how to do that. देखो सबसे पहले क्या दिया हुआ है, क्वेश्चन समझने में ध्यान देना. If you understand the question, it will be very easy for you. इट सेज फॉर्जिंग शॉप डिवीजन, मतलब पहले सेगमेंट का नाम क्या है, फॉर्जिंग शॉप डिवीजन. फॉर्जिंग शॉप डिवीजन ने बेचा किसको, ब्राइट बार डिवीजन को, ऑफ 4575,000. इट हैड अदर डोमेस्टिक सेल्स ऑफ 90 एंड इट हैड एक्सपोर्ट सेल्स ऑफ 6135. ऑन दी अदर हैंड यू हैव ब्राइट बार डिवीजन, विच मीन्स अभी तक मुझे ये पता चला है कि दो सेगमेंट है हमारे पास. पहले सेगमेंट का नाम है फॉर्जिंग शॉप डिवीजन और दूसरे सेगमेंट का नाम है ब्राइट बार डिवीजन. देन यू हैव द फिटिंग डिवीजन. द फिटिंग डिवीजन हैज डन एक्सपोर्ट सेल्स टू मॉलडीव्स. उसके नीचे दे हैव गिवन यू प्री टैक्स ऑपरेटिंग रिजल्ट of all the three segments have been given, that is forging shop division, bright bar and fitting division. Then they have given you head office cost reallocated 72 36 36. Then they have given you interest cost 6 8 and 2. They have given you fixed assets, they have given you net current assets, and they have given you long term liabilities. और करना क्या है क्वेश्चन में, you have to prepare a segmental report in Diversifiers Limited. Right, so we'll have to prepare a proper segment report for Diversifiers Limited. Right, for the first time we are preparing a segment report. Let's understand the entire question properly. Looking at the question, I can find out that there are three segments and they have made three kinds of sales. The first sale is inter-segmental transfer, मतलब ब्राइट बार ने फॉर्जिंग बार से खरीदा, फिर ब्राइट बार ने फिटिंग डिवीजन को बेचा. So these are known as inter-segment transfer. Then you have domestic sales, मतलब हमारे ही देश में लेकिन to external parties we have sold goods. And finally we have sold outside India, that is your export sales. And then they've given you some pre-tax profit, head office cost, interest cost, and then they've given you the information pertaining to the assets. Fine, let's try solving this question. Put your first statement. As per accounting standard 17, segment reporting. As per accounting standard 17, segment reporting. क्या बना रहे हैं हम, segmental report. So right over there, segmental report. Segmental report of Diversifiers Limited. Segmental report of Diversifiers Limited. Segmental report of Diversifiers Limited. Give your heading. And then let's try and prepare the format. Okay, if you look at the question, there are three segments. So let's begin preparing the format. At the first place, you have particulars. particulars. Then you have the three divisions. So you have forging shop division. After that you have bright bar division. You have the forging shop division, the bright bar division, and finally you have the fitting division. We have also made inter segment sales. So you have inter segment sales, and finally we will take the consolidated total. So then you have the consolidated total. All values are in thousands. So let's mention that as well, that all your values will be in thousands. Prepare a systematic format. These are your divisions. Value should be in thousands. Don't forget to mention that. So you have your rupees in thousands. Prepare a systematic format. Okay, I hope you all are ready with the format. Are you all ready with the format? Can I begin? Okay, let's begin then. We begin with the segment revenue. So let's begin with segment revenue. If you look at the segment revenue, for first let's begin with domestic sales. Segment revenue, domestic sales. Let's look at the question. Now, if you look at the question, what is the domestic sales for forging shop division? The domestic sales for forging shop division is 9090. So put over there 9090. What about the bright bar division? Do you have any domestic sales in bright bar division? No sales. So no domestic sales, you put a dash over there. Look at the fitting division. Do you have any domestic sales in the fitting division? No domestic sales in the fitting division. Which means your total sales, your total domestic sales is how much? 90. Only one segment is having domestic sales, and that segment is the forging shop division. Right. Okay. After domestic sales, let's go to exports. After domestic sales, let's go to exports. Look at the question and tell me, how much export has the forging shop done? Put it on your chat box. How much export has the forging shop done? How much export has the forging shop done? Look at the question and tell me. How much export has the forging shop done? You get 6135, so put over there 6135. What about the bright bar division? What about the bright bar division? 300. And finally, you have the fitting division. How much export has the fitting division done? You get how much? 270. There is no intersegment sale as of now. Put your total 270 plus 300 plus 6135. You get 6705. You get how much? 6705. Okay. Now, if you're done with this, can I rightfully say that domestic sales and export sales were my external sales? So domestic sales and export sales were nothing but my external sales. So let's prepare the list of external sales. What is your total external sales? You get 6795. Please check. Do you get 6795? Check. You will get 6795. Right. So we have taken care of domestic sales. You have taken care of exports. The total of these two is your external sales. Now let's go to inter-segment sales. Let's go to inter-segment sales. How much inter-segment sales has the forging shop division done? Look at the question. और देखो inter-segment sales forging shop division ने कितना किया है? Look at the question and tell me, how much sales has the forging shop division done? And put it on your chat box. Look at the question and tell me, how much inter-segment sales has the forging shop division done? 4575. So the forging shop division has done an inter-segment sales of 4575. What about the bright bar division? How much has the bright bar division sold? What about the bright bar division? How much has the bright bar division sold? 45. And finally, the fitting division is nil because no inter-segment sales has been done by the fitting division. Now please understand, we have made two different columns for inter-segment sales and consolidated sales. Now since this is inter-segment sales, let's take the total over here. The total of the two comes to 4620. Are you understanding? The total of the two comes to 4620. Total revenue. Be careful when you calculate. Don't take the total of all these. You've already made a total till here. All you need is a total of these two. Do not make that silly mistake. Please be careful. Right, the first part of the question is over. Now, if you realize what we have done in this question is, and it's a very important point that I'm telling you, please understand. आज तक जितने भी क्वेश्चन हमने किए AS-17 में, उन्होंने आपको सामने से बताया था कि इतना इंटर सेगमेंट सेल्स है और इतना आपका एक्सटर्नल सेल्स है. इस क्वेश्चन में हमने वो चीज ढूंढी है कि कितना टोटल एक्सटर्नल सेल्स है और कितना टोटल इंटर सेगमेंट सेल्स है. सो वी हैव एक्चुअली गॉन वन स्टेप बैकवर्ड इन द क्वेश्चन. The reason why we have gone one step backward in the question because we are preparing a segmental report. आज तक हमको segmental report बना के देते थे और फिर हम analysis करते थे कि कौन सा सेगमेंट रिपोर्टेबल है और कौन सा सेगमेंट का कंसोलिडेट रिपोर्टिंग नहीं करना है. मींस यू हैव टू गिव, you can consolidate and give one segment report, or where separate disclosures are required, that we used to find based on the information given. Now in this question we are preparing that information, right? So that is one thing that you must note properly in the question, that in this question external and inter-segment sales usually are directly given. In this case we have tried finding that out, and if you look at the first part, we have found that properly. Okay, so I hope you're clear with this first part, where the entire information we segregated into external sales, intersegment sales, and your total revenue. Okay, let's proceed further. If you're clear with this, let's go to the next part, which is your segment result. Segment result. What's your segment result of the forging shop division? You have a profit of 240. What about the next one, the bright bar division? You have 30, and then you have a loss of 12 in the fitting division. Let's take the total. You get how much? You get 258. Your segment result is 258. Okay, after segment result, now if you recall this paragraph, you will be able to now solve it properly if you again look at this point. What are the inclusions and exclusions from segment revenue? Now, if you look at this, general administrative expenses or any other head office expenses, look at point number 7. Head office expenses need not be divided segment wise, which means you need one common head office expense that will be sufficient. So quickly make a total of the head office expense and tell me what's your total head office expense. Let's not divide it segment wise. Why? We've already understood, because it is excluded. No need to provide that disclosure segment wise. Tell me how much is your total of the head office expense. What's your total of the head office expense? You get how much? 144. So from your result, we will deduct 144. Look at the question. Do you have any other cost? You have interest cost. Let's deduct the interest cost as well. Again, look at this. Interest cost is not to be segregated separately. Interest income or interest expense. Right? Point number 3 on your screen. It is in the exclusion part, which means you will not include the interest income, which means we will show it as a consolidated total. No need to deduct it segment wise. Only take deduct it from the final total, right? Make a total of the interest cost. How much total do you have of the interest cost? 16. Deduct 16 and find out how much is your profit before tax. Calculate your profit before tax. You get 98. Your profit before tax comes to 98. Your profit before tax comes to 98. Profit before tax is 98. Right, this brings you to the end of the calculation of profit. That is the profit and loss account. After this, let's go to the assets and liabilities because that's the next information given to you. Assets and liabilities. Assets and liabilities. Now, again, look at this. The assets and liabilities which are directly out of the operating activities can be included. So let's take the fixed assets and the net current assets. So first, let's begin with the fixed assets. Your forging shop division, look at the question, all information is given over there. Your forging shop division has a fixed asset of 60. Your bright bar division has a fixed asset. Sorry, your forging shop division has a fixed asset of 300. Bright bar division has a fixed asset of 60. And the fitting division has a fixed asset of 180. Put the total of the three, you get 540. Then you have your net current assets. Again, we can show them segment wise since they are directly attributable to the segments. And 135. You get how much? 375. Look at the question. You also have head office assets. You have head office assets again. As we've already understood earlier, head office assets need not be segregated segment wise. So we will take the total over there. Right, corporate building, all these head office assets will not be disclosed segment wise. Can someone make the total of the head office assets and tell me what is your total of the head office assets? What's your total of the head office assets? 147. So put over there 147. I think that brings you to the end of all the assets. Let's prepare the total assets. You have over here 480, 120. And finally, you have 1062 as your total assets. You have 1062 as your total assets. One zero six two is your total assets. Okay, go to the next one, long-term liability. For the forging shop, it is 30. For the bright bar, it is 15. And for the fitting division, you have 180. How much do you get? You get 225. You have 225. And then you have the HO liabilities. What's your total of HO liabilities? How much do you get for the HO liabilities? Your HO liabilities are how much? How much is your HO liabilities? 57. Then you have your total liabilities. Your total liabilities are 30 over here. The total liabilities comes to 282. Right. So this is your segmental report based on every division that is given to you in the question. We have taken care of all the revenues and expenses. We have also taken care of all the assets and liabilities. Now, if you understand, we have used the business segment, that we have three different divisions doing three different activities. So this is your business segment. In the question, I can also see that we have geographical segments also. For example, we have exports and domestic sales. So these are geographical segments. So let's also prepare our report based on the geographical segment. So next, let's prepare revenue as per geographical segments. Let's prepare the revenue as per geographical segments. Prepare a very small format with me. You have sales in domestic area, and then you have export sales. Export sales made by the first division, which is your forging shop division. Forging shop, bright bar, and the fitting division. Okay, let's prepare it. Revenue. This is how short your format needs to be. No need to prepare a big format. Not much information is given. Revenue oblique sales. How much sales have you made in the domestic area in total? Only one segment making a sale in the domestic area, and that is your forging shop division. So the total sales in the domestic area is 90. The total sales in the domestic area is how much? 90. Okay, look at the question and tell me on your chat box. Look at the question and tell me how much export has the forging shop done? How much export has the forging shop done? On your chat box, how much export has the forging shop done? Look at the question carefully and tell me how much exports have the forging shop done? 6135. Okay, what about the bright bar division? How much exports have the bright bar division done? How much export has the bright bar division done? 300. And finally, how much export has the fitting division done? Check that. How much it comes to? 270. Are you getting it? Easy ekdam. That brings you to the end of the entire AS-17. Right? We have covered all the questions of the study material. We have solved each and every question. I hope you all have solved with me. What now you will do is you will go back and revise the entire AS-17. If you have any doubts, come back to me. However, even now, if you have any doubts, please post your doubts. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts. Okay. Please reply to me. Are you absolutely clear with the entire AS-17? Have you clearly understood the entire AS-17? Are you absolutely clear with this? Okay, if you can properly explain this doubt to me, can we take assets net of total assets and liabilities? No, you cannot do that. You need to show them separately. So you cannot do that. You need to show the assets and liabilities separately. No need to take the net value. Okay, there is one more doubt which I am reading for you. We segregate geographical segments on the basis of the area in which the business operates. Whereas in the question, geographical segments have been done on the basis of location of the customer. Of course, you also have the location of the customer and the location of the assets. I want to draw your attention to the definition of geographical segment. Look at this, your definition for geographical segment. It says these segments can be identified either on the basis of location of the customer or location of the asset. So it takes care of both location of the customer and location of the asset both. Right, I hope that solves your doubt. Anyone else who has a doubt? Are you clear with all the concepts of AS-17? Please reply to me on the chat box. Are you clear with AS-17? Are you clear with AS-17? All the concepts that we have done in AS-17, are you absolutely clear with that? Okay, so if you're clear with the entire AS-17, take a 10 minutes break. Next, we begin with AS-19, one of the most interesting accounting standards, AS-19. Right, so take a 10 minutes break. Do carry your study material, the study material for AS that I have given to you. In that, we will begin today with AS-19. Right, so take a break and then we continue with, then we begin with AS-19. Right now it is 8:45. I will see you at 8:55. So take a 10 minutes break. Thank you. And yes, do revise AS-17. If you have any doubts, do come back to me. Okay. Thank you. See you in 10 minutes.